All right, so like I said yesterday, we aren't adding anything more to what we did. We are just going to get a little bit more practice with the word problems. We're going to do that again tomorrow as well. So before we get to any actual problems, we got slope, we got y-intercept. Who can give me some? Who can give me a word that would tell us we're looking for slope? Wilbert? Per? Yeah, so slope, we got per. What else? Colson? Each. Anybody else? Yeah, that's slope. Changing x over changing y is slope, but we won't really see that in a word problem. They won't usually have that written out. Missing two. If I got per, I got each. There's one more that goes with those. So in a word problem, if we see every or we see rate, those would be the big four, the main ones that are going to mean slope. Okay? Each, every, per, and rate. Each, every, and per all mean the same thing. If I say you pay something every month, you pay it each month, you pay it per month, right? All meaning the same basic thing. All right, how about y-intercept? Levi? Hmm? Initial value. Anyone else? So you see initial value. Also, if you see starting, usually starting is with amount, or one time with a fee, those would mean y. Basically, initial, starting, or one time. Those are different words that will mean y-intercept in a word problem. They could be mixed and matched with like whether it's value, amount, or fee. Like, so if you had an initial fee, that would be the same thing, right? Or the initial amount, all that, is going to mean the same. All right, everybody good with those? All right, so let's look at this. We got Albert has $120 in his savings account on the first day of the year. He deposited some money at the end of January and decided to deposit the same amount. Albert has $420 in his account after 3 months. How much was he saving each month? Okay, so first thing, who can tell me what are we looking for, slope or y-intercept? Slope, how do you know? Yeah, it says each month. So since it says each right there, that means we're looking for slope. Okay? Now it says other stuff in the problem sometimes, but the question part of the problem, like what it's asking for, is what we need to focus on those. So to find our slope, the first thing we need are ordered pairs. If he has 120 the first day of the year, that's at month 0. All right, right at the beginning. So we got 0, we got 120. We have money, and we have months. Now it's on the first day, but we're looking at the number of months, okay? So months is going to be our X value, the money is going to be the Y value. Money is usually a y value. Time is usually an x value. Okay? So then our other ordered pair, we got to make sure we have it in the right order. So we got our 0 and 120. So my other ordered pair, I'm going to have 3, and I'm going to have 420. Okay? So now we find the slope. Slope is change in y over change in x. Our y values are going from 120 to 420. X values are going from 0 to 3. If you're ever not sure how much we're increasing or decreasing to go from one to the other, you can take the second one and subtract the first one. So 420 minus 120 would give us 300. 0 to 3, distance of 3. 300 divided by 3 gives us 100. Okay? Any questions on that one? Nope. All right, so we got a special event. Restaurant charges a one-time setup fee plus a charge for each person attending the event. Charge for 5 people is $155. Charge for 10 people is $230. How much is the one-time setup fee for an event? So who can tell me, what is this one asking us for? Yeah, this is asking for the y-intercept. How do you know that? Yeah, it has a one-time setup fee. If you see one time that it's asking for, that's going to be our y-intercept. So we need our ordered pairs. Who thinks they can give me the 2 ordered pairs? Yeah, so we got people and we got money. So the people's going to be our x value. Like I said before, money is almost always y values. So that means we got 5 and 155. And then we got 10 and 230. All right, now since we're looking for the y-intercept, we got to find the slope first, right? So go ahead and find the slope. All right, David, what you got for the slope? No? $15 is correct. So changing y over changing x. Our y values are the 155 and we're going to 230. That is an increase of 75. X values are going from 5 people to 10 people. That's an increase of 5. 75 divided by 5 is 15. Okay? Now we said it's asking for the y-intercept. So now we got to find the y-intercept. You find the y-intercept by doing y minus mx. So go ahead and do that. It is 80. So, doesn't matter which point you use. I'm actually going to use the second one. Normally I would use the lower numbers, but 10's pretty easy to work with. So that's why I'm using the second one. So we got y minus our slope times x. So like I said, 10's pretty easy to work with. 15 times 10 is 150. 230 minus 150 gives us 80. Okay? Any questions there? All right, give this one a try. Not going to do it step by step. Y'all just go ahead and get the answer. Juanita made $122 for 6 hours of work last week. She made $167 for 9 hours of work this week. How much did she make per hour? Levi, what you got? 15's correct. So our ordered pairs, we got money, we got time. Time's going to be X values, money's going to be Y values. So I got 6 and 122. I've got 9 and 167. So changing Y over our change in X from 122 to 167. That's an increase of 45. 6 to 9 is an increase of 3. 45 divided by 3, 15. Okay? Any questions there? All right, so let's look at one more that's a little bit different. We got a vet that plans to put a dog on a diet plan so the weight decreases by the same number of pounds each week. Table shows how much the dog should weigh at different times. We need to find the dog's initial weight in pounds. So, first thing, what are we looking for? Who can tell me what we're looking for? Why do you say that? Yeah, we're looking for our y-intercept. We know we're looking for the y-intercept because it's asking for the initial weight. Just because it has the word per earlier in the problem doesn't mean we're asking about slope. We have to base it on what the question is asking us for. The question's asking us for the initial weight, that's y-intercept. So we haven't done any with tables really, but we've done tables before, just not with the word problems. Remember, it's like we got 2 ordered pairs, right? We got ordered pair there, ordered pair there. We don't need to use all of them. So I'm going to use those top 2. We do change in y. So we're going from 91 to 87. Over change in x, we're going from 2 to 4. And you just got to be careful with signs on stuff like this. We're going down, so that's a -4. Going up 2, -4 over +2 makes a -2. That's our slope. That means this dog's going to lose 2 pounds every week. To get the y-intercept, remember we do y minus mx. Now, here's the neat thing about tables. They give you extra ones. You can use any point to do the y-intercept, any point to do the slope. I am actually going to go ahead and use this one here to find my y-intercept. The reason I'm doing that is, like I said before, 10's pretty easy to work with. I mean, 2's not bad to work with either, but. So when I put the y value in, y value is 75 minus my slope is -2 times x value 10. -2 times 10 is -20. I got minus -20. So we got to do same change. That's going to make our dog 95 pounds to start with. Okay? Any questions there? Table doesn't really change a whole lot. It's just you use the ordered pairs from the table. So